Indufar. I'm a teacher trainer from Oman. I'm really happy to be with all of you here today with the 5 brilliant teachers to share our experience of exploratory action research. Okay, before we start giving the presentations by the teachers, I think I need to give you a quick overview of the project in Oman, okay, and the teachers who are presenting. We have 5 teachers, and all these teachers are teaching in different public government schools, and their students' ages range from 6 years old to 16 or 17 years old. So they are teaching different levels from different schools. Okay, the teachers got support from us as mentors, myself, and of course I have a colleague working with another group. We started a group, they got support by group meetings, online group meetings, and there were of course some one-to-one support, and mentoring, face-to-face support, and of course there in few occasions there was face-to-face also support. Okay. We started our meetings in June and July 2021. The teachers started their actual research actually with the beginning of the academic year, and that was in September. Okay, so let us just start with the presentations. And the first person will be presenting will be Shaima Al-Amri.
Thank you, Liam.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you. Thank you for introducing yourself. But before that, I just wanted to, let know the participants what will be the flow of our session. So namaste from India and welcome to day 2 of IATEFL Teacher Research Online Conference 2021. I'm Vanita and I'm from India, and I'll be moderating today's session. So as Hiam has already introduced herself, and she has also provided you, the context and the number of teacher researchers who will be presenting. I'll just take some time, to tell you the structure of today's session. So the first phase is the poster presentations by 5 of the teacher researchers. They would be doing poster presentations, and each participant or each presenter, I should say, will take 4 minutes to present their posters, which will take 20 to 30 minutes. Post this, the second phase is the breakout room session, where all the presenters, they would be given an opportunity to interact, with the participants. So I request the participants, if they have any questions, comments, or any concerns, they can note it down, while all the presenters would be presenting, very shortly. And the third phase, so the breakout room session would be of 40 minutes. Forgot to tell you about the timing. And the third phase is the wrap-up session, which would be followed up after the breakout room session. And this would take around 15 minutes. So this would be a reflection session where all the presenters, would be invited one by one to share their reflections. Okay, so this is the structure of the session. Now I would invite the mentor, Hiam, to invite the presenters one by one so that they can do their poster presentation.
Thank you very much, Vanita. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Liam.
Okay, so we will start with Shaima Al-Amri. Okay, let me just start sharing the screen. Okay, hello, Aisha. It's good to have you here with us on time. Great. Okay, let us just start. Just give me 1 minute to start sharing. Okay. Can you see the screen, Shaima and everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
We can see the
Shaima,
screen.
you can start. Okay, you can go on, Shaima.
Okay, but the results, they are not clear.
Okay, right. Here we are.
Okay. Hello, my name is Shaima Al-Amri. I'm from Oman. I'm a senior teacher in Al San School, and I teach grade 5 and 6. I'm very honored to be a part of this event, and I hope you find my action research useful. As you can see from my poster, I had a problem, which is the wide difference in my students' performance in classroom and in class test. My students usually give me a good impression in the classroom. They prepare very well, they are very hardworking, and they participate. But when it comes to the class test, they shook me many times. And I ask myself, where did that performance from the classroom go? Why the wide difference? So I started collecting information from my colleagues and students in and outside the school. After so many interviews and discussions, they did bring my attention to many good ideas, but they all agreed on one point. What the students find in the class test is different than what they find in the textbooks concerning the task and the questions. They are different. For further understanding of the situation, I asked these questions. Do the students depend on the textbook solely to prepare for the class test? And the answer was no. After more observing and discussing, I came to this conclusion. Students depend on the textbooks for their performance in the classroom, but when it comes to the class test, they are missing the materials. The class test need a whole deal of attention on its own. They are missing the materials for the questions. So because they are not used to the type of tasks and questions in textbooks, some students, sometimes they don't study because what they find in the class test is different than what they find in the textbooks. So I started giving my students the materials for the class test, lots of handouts coming from the previous years of class tests, of exams, of finals, and so on. It was an everyday process, and it almost became like a routine in the class. I also dedicated one class per a week for the students to show them the strategies, how to answer these questions as in the class test. I'd also engaged the parents. I made a WhatsApp group, and I asked them to help and support the students in everyday activities that I give the students. I gave them, for example, the exercise today, and the next class, they are going to finish their task in the first 5 minutes. Finally, the day of the class test came, and I couldn't help but to notice my students' expressions. They were really happy and relieved. They find the class test very familiar. It is almost like a group of everyday activities. This time they were very able to prepare for the test using the materials I gave them, and it made a huge difference. I'm really thankful for this conference. In some way, it pushed me to explore more in the situation that I have been thinking about for so many years. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shaimaa. Thank you. That was very informative and very well presented. Thank you very much, Shaimaa. Now let's move on to Shaimaa Arawas. We have two Shaimaas, by the way. We have Shaimaa Al-Amri, and now we'll have Shaimaa Arawas. Okay, Shaimaa, are you ready? Shaimaa Arawas?
I'm audible or not?
Okay.
Good.
Okay. You can start, Shaimaa.
First and foremost, thank you for having us today. Hopefully it will be useful and fruitful presentation. This is Shaimaa Arawas from Salalah, Oman. I've been teaching for 11 years at Al-Uqadin School, Salalah, Oman. Let's not waste any time and dive into my research. My topic is I Cant Write. I selected this topic on base of my students' responses as I asked them to write sentences. There is no doubt that writing is the most demanding skill for learners. I've always hearing my students complaining about how difficult and how boring writing tasks were. That's why I came up with some questions, help me explore my students' attitudes towards writing skills and the areas that may cause challenge for students during the writing lessons. For collecting data, I use observations, I use interviews, tests, and quizzes. And I found some issues. Actually, my students are suffering from lack of vocabulary, difficulty in writing sentences, lack of motivation and confidence. Okay, helping kids for helping how to write is very rewarding because it is a skill that they will use it for the rest of their life. That's why I'm working in a very realistic plan where I provide my students with common verb lists, encourage my students to write short sentences with subject verb or subject verb object. I conducted several quizzes And I designed a motivating reward system called I Can Write, where students get I Can Write checks according to the results. On the part of findings and results, true enough that keeping students motivations, interests, setting them in the goal setting, making sure that learning is really taking place, demand considerable effort on part of me and on part of my students. However, the results are promising. 70% of my students are able to identify the subject and the verb. 70% of my students are able to write short sentences. And I can say 90% are somehow quite comfortable during the writing lessons. And most of them exert the full effort during the writing quizzes. All in all, the biggest takeaway of this research is improving student writing skill, building their confidence takes time, and little by little but consistently. That's why I will keep providing my students with this verb list, and I will conduct some quizzes in different contexts, and hopefully everything will go that much better. Thank you for your attention. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shaima. Thank you. Great timing, just on time. You still have 34 seconds, but that was great timing. Thank you, Shaima. Well done. Okay, let's move on to the next presentation by Aisha Al-Haddad. Aisha Al-Haddad, are you there?
I need to unmute myself. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you and we can see you.
Is it clear? Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
So shall I start? Okay.
Yeah,
Hello,
sure.
my name is Aisha Al-Haddad from Salala Al-Kharif School, and my research topic is time management, as I always try to beat the clock in teaching, and I always feel that I need more time to finish my lessons. Therefore, in this explanatory action research, I try to explore this issue and find ways to overcome it. So my students are aged between 9 to 10 years old. I have about 18 to 20 in a class. I started my research questioning myself. Number one, why I think that I have time management issue. What do my students or colleagues think and feel about my lesson timing? And in what part exactly of the lesson I spend more time? Then I collected data through recording my lessons, observing myself, and interviewing my students and colleagues. After analyzing that, I realized that my lessons were more teacher-centered, focusing on me more than the students, and my students not well prepared. Also using too many tools crowded in one big box, and also taking long time setting up the class or warming up the students, which is the most part, the biggest part that I spend time during my lesson. Then I applied an action plan and I start focusing more on my students, not on me, and on engaging my students. And as you can see, for example, 8 students, which help other students while I'm busy during teaching in the class. And also I have here a picture of another idea I had. As you can see in the poster, the projector man, where students assist me and act as a teacher using electronic curriculum or live displaying themselves, cutting, pasting, coloring, or using tactiles and showing that to other students. That is, using technology almost every day was very effective, because using like projects and FlexCam, which is the red one you can see here in the poster down, the red object the student was using, saves the time used for the flashcards or teacher, which page should we open? And also using framing learning was beneficial for me to organize the lesson for me and also for the students, as they follow the steps and expect what's next. And I arranged my materials basket, as you can see also on the other side of the poster, into 3 layers: daily stationery with the timer that I use every day. The second one, the current topic that I'm giving students, the current topic game, especially for that topic, we are studying like unit, and worksheets that I'm using. And the last one down, we have extra games that we can use if we have more time during the lesson. And the keyword in this action research is commitment to time, and using a timer during my lessons task, which I have used before, but I was not very committed to using it. So I will just put it down and continue my lesson. But now, no, I will stick to it and go with each task timing, which improved a lot my timing management. In conclusion, I had very positive results, more creative lessons, and I feel more relaxed, not pressured as before. I have good planning strategy for me and the parents also. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aisha. Thank you. Just on time. Thank you. Very good. Very well informed. And we really enjoyed your presentation. Now let's move on to the next. And we have Hanan Ba Umar. Hanan? Hanan Ba Umar, are you there, Hanan?
Yeah, is my voice clear now?
Very clear, Hanan.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Hanan Ba Umar. I teach in Wrapup Tahkim School. My main research question was, how can I help my intermediate students in grade 11 enhance their reading aloud skills? Not the reading comprehension, I'm focusing on the reading aloud skills. To reach the answer to this question, I wrote 4 main questions. Number 1, why do I feel reading aloud is a skill that students can easily improve with the right guidance? Number 2, how do my colleagues view teaching reading aloud in terms of quality? 3, how do my students behave when they read aloud in the classroom? And finally, what are the most common mistakes students make when reading aloud? As for my data collection, I use the most common tools such as interviews, videos, making a diary, and note-taking. I reached very interesting findings, such as it is very important for a teacher to have jolly phonics experience. And I say this because the educational system in Oman has changed, and we didn't have the jolly phonics. It was implemented recently. So my students are now in grade 11. So they didn't have the chance to learn jolly phonics, which is a much more direct and easy way of learning the sounds of letters. And now also I found that my students had difficulty with the vowel sounds, especially differentiating between the sound I and E. Also their inability to read led to low confidence. Also, the point about the speed is because my students are teenagers, so they're very self-aware of their image. They don't like to look weak in front of their classmates, and that's why they would read very quickly in the classroom. But when we had our sessions alone, they would read slowly and take their time to pronounce the words or the sounds correctly. My colleagues all agree that reading is the main skill that can connect other skills such as writing and listening and also speaking. So reading is the main one. And they also feel that it needs time and effort for us to see results as teachers. Of course, it was now time for action since we know the problem and our question. We did online classes, we did meetings, we did reading sessions. Anytime that I could do reading sessions, I had them privately with students or with the whole group. I also formed a WhatsApp group just to organize our sessions and schedule and timing. I also added the best reader competition just to add that competitive side to the students. There is also a brick game that I did just to add the element of fun, in which I wrote the sounds of the letters, each sound in one brick. And then as a teacher, I would pronounce for them the word, and they had to form the word by putting the bricks together. Okay, so it made it more fun, just instead of just asking the students to read. As for the results, the reading competition really added more motivation to the students. Because they were getting better at reading, they had a more positive attitude towards the English subject itself, and they were now able to differentiate between the vowel sounds. And I'm not going to say that they are now reading on a daily basis, but they're almost reading on a daily basis. As for my reflection, I find that it's very important to build a foundation, go to the basics, even if the students are old, like my students are 15, 16 years old, go to the basics, because my students didn't have that chance. It was very important to build a foundation and show them that you care, because when you show them that you care, they give you extra effort and extra motivation. As for my experience, my job feels really more rewarding. There is something outside the curriculum to look forward to. And I love the fact that I'm challenging myself, saying that I can do it. And I'm still going to do it. Even if we did this, conference, I'm still going to continue. And thank you very much. I hope that you benefited from my topic. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Hanan. Thank you. It was very nice to end with that positive attitude in your presentation. Well done, Hanan. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm sure there will be lots of questions for you in the breakout rooms. Okay.
Inshallah.
What about Amira? Amira, are you there? Amira, let's move on to the fifth presentation.
Yes, okay.
Amira, are you ready?
Yes, okay. I'm here. How are you, Ms. Hiyam, today?
I'm fine. Okay, I'm always fine. Thank you. You can start, Amira.
Thank you. Okay, now let me just here to start. Hello, everyone. My name is Amira Zahrabi. I am an English teacher at Khawla bint Hakim School. I have been teaching since 2010. I'm teaching grade 11 this year. As you can see that my research topic is how can I encourage my students to speak more? In the beginning of this semester, I noticed that some of my students were shy and nervous when they wanted to share information in English. Other group of students were struggling to say simple sentences. My three research questions that I would like to explore as following. A, what do I mean by encouraging my students to speak more? B, how do my students feel when they want to share information in English? C, what problems do my colleagues think high school students have when they speak English? To answer these three questions, I collected my data using different methods. I recorded some videos for my students. I observed my students' feelings, body language, and reaction. I interviewed some of my colleagues. They are teaching grade 10, 11, and 12. After I analyzed my data, guess what did I find out? Simple and clear phrases encourage my students to speak more. My students used L1 Arabic when they were nervous, stressed, and stuck. Students' speaking issues included lack of confidence, shyness, and fear of judgment. Now let's look at here what I did to solve these problems. I proposed a project called English is a Lifestyle. As you can see in these two pictures, it is focusing on speaking. I divided my three classes into groups. Each group has between 4 to 6 students. Then I give my students a list of the activities from their course book and workbook. Then I give my students a week to practice, prepare their materials like flashcards, word cards, and posters. Me as a teacher, I supported them with appropriate language. What happened after I applied this project twice in November and December? Prepared notes resulted in less use of L1 Arabic. When my students working in groups, they were more confident. A simple and interesting activity increased my students' interaction. Now let's move to the last step here, my personal reflection on the project. Importance of practice, benefits of mixed group levels. When my students were prepared, I noticed that I wrote down positive emotions. Easy activity, clear materials, helpful notes, help my students to feel more confident and relaxed. Now, thank you for your attention. And please, I want you to scan the QR code so you can get my e-poster.
Thank you very much, Amira. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Okay. Thank you for all the teachers for the informative and interesting presentations. Okay. Vanita, I think
Hiyam. Yeah, thank you, Hiyam. You can just stop sharing
sure.
this poster.
Okay.
I think I should congratulate you, Hiyam, because I think your teachers presented so well and I just loved all their posters. I think the issues that they took up, were very pertinent, to the classroom, whether it is reading or making the students speak. So hats off to you and congratulations to all of you. So now the first phase is over. Now we are going to move to the second phase, where this is the breakout room session where I have already assigned the rooms to all the presenters. I'll just announce the room number and the name. But before that, some instructions for the participants. So as you were listening to the presentations, you might have noted down the concerns or comments, that you want to ask further, from the presenters. So I would be putting, I have already, would be putting the presenters into 5 breakout rooms, and all of you, I mean, the participants are free to join any of the rooms they like. So some instructions are that you need to interact in the breakout room, with your presenter. In every room, you will have one presenter, and plus the other participants will get an opportunity to interact with them. So it would be good if you could just put on your video on and unmute yourself and interact, with the presenter. You can move from one room to the other room. So once you leave the breakout room, don't press leave the meeting. Otherwise, you'll be out of the Zoom link. So you'll have 2 options, either to leave the meeting or leave the breakout room. So you need to leave the breakout room. And then again, you can go to the breakout room option and select the room again you want to go in for. So now it's the time to open all the rooms. Since we have around 10 to 11 participants, so I think we can reduce the time limit to half an hour or so. Asli, would that be fine for breakout room interaction?
Sure. Then we will have more time together, and then we can reflect on, and we would be, happy to listen to Hiam and the speakers' experience and reflections.
Absolutely. So let's make it half an hour, for the breakout room interaction, and post that we'll have more time for reflections to be shared by Hiam and the fellow presenters. Okay. So room number 1 is Shema Alamari. Okay. I'm just typing it in the chat box as well. Room 2 is Shema Aravas. Yes.
Yeah.
Room 3 is Aisha. 4 is Hanan. And 5 is Amira. Okay. Now for the participants, you would see, if you're operating through the laptop, you would see at the bottom of the screen, an option for breakout room, or you would see more with 3 dots. So if you click on the more option, you would see the option of breakout room, and then you can join any of the rooms that I have just assigned to the presenters. Okay, and if you are accessing through phone, then you need to tap on your phone, so that you can again see the option of the breakout room. Is that clear? And if you face any issues or problems, just let me know. I'll assign you manually in any of the room, you would like to go and interact with the presenter. Okay, so I'm just opening up all the rooms. I request all the presenters to join their assigned rooms as well. So here it is. So all the participants have been invited to join the rooms they wish to. Okay, so people have started to join in. Everyone? Oh. Hi, Mariana, good to see you.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Ashley. Hello, Vanita.
Yeah, hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a great time interacting with the fellow presenters. So I think now this is the wrap-up session. I would invite all the presenters and the mentor also in the end to just share their reflections. How was their experience? What sort of questions were being asked to them, by the participants? I mean, share their experience and reflections in short. So let me invite in the order of the presentation. I think first, let's invite Shema Alamari to share her reflections. Shema.
you know, for me, this problem, the difference and the performance in the classroom and the class test, it was a really big problem because, you know, we correct final test, we correct class test, and we get we get surprised and shocked when we see the name of the student. I know the student from the classroom, her performance is very excellent. Why she doesn't get good marks in the class test or finals? So this has made me want to think and search more about this point, okay? And it was where, I mean, it gave me a good chance because I was thinking about it before, but now, you know, I have to think it seriously. I have to get an answer for my questions. So and asking the teachers, they were very supportive from my school, from the other schools. I have a group of senior teachers that discuss things like that. I asked students from my school and outside, they gave me, they have the same problem, that there is a difference in the question, type of questions, they are different. So when we think about it, maybe the students, they are not trained enough. We used before to train them before the class test or the finals for a week or less than a week because of the curriculum we want to cover. But in this point, I tried to make time to train them every day. I want them to be familiar. And they got really familiar. And even when I give them the class test, they were very happy about it. I saw this type of question, the pictures, they are used to answer the pictures, completing the sentences, choosing, and so on. And even, you know, the words, it's like a revision, everyday revision. And they were really happy about it. And I want really to thank Hayam Al-Ghassani for her guidance. I talked to her a lot, discussed with her a lot. She opened my eyes to many important points in my action research, and I really thank her for that. That's all I want to say.
Thank you so much, Shema, for sharing your excellent reflection. I think, you know, for teachers, support really matters, and that's what you got from your fellow teachers inside or outside the classroom. And yes, you were able to overcome your challenge in a much better way. Thank you, Shema. Let me invite Shema Arabas also now to share her reflection. What sort of questions or feedback, was given to her by the participants in the breakout room?
Thanks. Hi. From the discussion that we have and at the end of the research, here I'm quite confident about my students' interest about and their involvement in the writing activity. My turn now is to focus on my students' involvement to promote the long-term learning and positive learning experience. On my biggest takeaway from this research, as personally as a teacher, I take what tremendous faith on myself as a teacher and as a change maker. And I want to take this opportunity to thank my mentor, Ms. Hayam Al-Ghassani. Thank you for always inspiring me. Thank you for the differences that you made it in our career. And for you guys, my sincere congratulations for this such productive, effective, and successful conference. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shema, for being so brief and considering teachers to be change makers, because I think we as change makers can actually transform the society. Thank you so much, Shema, for that wonderful thought. Now I would like to invite Aisha, I should say, to share her reflections about the discussion she might have had in the breakout room.
Aisha?
Aisha.
I'm sorry, I have some problem with the network, but can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but yes, your voice is a little breaking. Yeah, but you
Can
continue
you
if you're able to. Yeah.
So, So I was asked about this experience. Was it the first time? Yes, it's my first time to do a research and to conduct a research, and it was very beneficial for me. And what I've been asked, what have I learned through this experience or the research? I learned that not to listen to people what they say, that negative thoughts, because people at the beginning they said it's a common problem that have no solution. But after this experience, I found out that this is a wrong thinking. That if we have any issue, you can solve it and find solution if you commit yourself to this, to solving this issue. So I managed to do it, and I have a good and positive results. And I feel now more organized with smooth lessons and have more fun in my classes. I was asked also why I choose this topic. And I told Mariana, she will ask me also about this. And I told her that I used to feel pressured and in hurry and always try to take time from my colleagues, from other teachers, to take time from them to teach my lessons. And I think it was irritating to them. So now I've done my lessons and I'm ahead of even the plan itself. And I feel very relaxed, very happy, and I'm very thankful for this experience to him and to all the organizers. And it was a very vivid, rich, and effective experience for me that I will hold for the future also. And I told Ms. Hiam that I will make a workshop for my colleagues in school about how to conduct exploratory action research. And I will keep it every year. I will look for an issue that I have and try to research it and to explore it and to have a solution for this. So I will try to keep this with me for all my life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aisha. I mean, it was so wonderful to hear. I and Mariana, could no longer stop ourselves, but to clap for this thought that you want to create more communities of practice, by taking workshops of teachers, and you want to build up that community, so that teachers can research their classrooms, and could do better, not just for themselves, but I think for the entire community and other stakeholders. So
yeah, even they were asking me about this. Yeah, my colleagues were asking, even not for English teachers. It's not only about English teachers, for all teachers. Right. Actually, one of my colleagues, she was asking me, please do a workshop and tell us how to do it. And I told her, inshallah, next month, or if we have like time for professional development, I will do it for all the teachers.
Well done, Aisha. Well done.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Congratulations. And good luck for your new initiative. Okay, next in line is Hanan. Could you please come and share your reflections?
Yes, hi everyone again.
Hi,
Okay, as for my topic, because I chose reading, I just focused on reading a lot, and many people were very, the participants who came and visited me in the room were, weirded by the fact that they are older students. But because we are in different countries, we have different educational systems, you don't know the problems that are lying in there. And because I told you it's very important to have jolly phonics experience, it's not a system that has been implemented like for 20, 30 years. No, it's a new system. I don't think even it has been for 10 years. Has it been for 10 years? So
since 2014, yes.
Yeah, so it's a new system. It's considered new. So my students in grade 11, so imagine they were in grade 1 before how many years? Maybe 10, 11 years, okay? So they didn't have this opportunity to learn sounds in a more direct way. And I would like to add the point that in our educational system, we usually focus on marks, okay? And we focus on rewarding students by giving them more grades instead of actually learning how to build the skills with the student. How will the students become excellent in English if they cannot know how to read properly, speak properly, write properly? How can we build the skills? That's our main problem as teachers. We're not building the skills. So from my point of view, I said at least I will try to help my students reading a lot. Why? Because students themselves, do you know what they tell me? They tell me, teacher, I cannot even read the word. How will I be excellent in English? So because they were saying this comment, I said, okay, let's teach you. We can go hand by hand, and we will, we will teach you how to read aloud at the beginning. And then the more you get motivated, you can start learning the vocabulary, and then you can have more vocabulary. This will help you to speak more. This will help you to read more. This will help you even to form sentences better. So reading was really the main issue that connected all other skills, not just from Wrapup, but from others. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Thank you so much, Hannah.
Benita, I also, I would like to thank Ms. Hia, because she's a very, very supportive mentor for me, personally, since I was a teacher, and I would really like to thank her. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening, and Hia, for being so supportive to your teachers.
She is a lot. Their
presentations makes us wonder how confident they are, in communicating their research issues so confidently to us, and leaving us with a lot of ideas. Thank you.
Thank you.
Last but not the least, let me invite Amira to share her reflections too. And I would request Amira.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to thank Ms. Hia and Hassani. She is an inspiring person. And as a teacher, English teacher, from the beginning of this project to today, I asked myself many questions and I tried to answer these questions each time that my students have a problem in speaking. Presenting my topic here today in your conference, it is such a great experience for me, for my teaching career. For the other teachers, I would say that each educational problem has a solution if you are going to search for it in a proper way. Then at the end, I want to thank my support team, Ms. Hia, my friend Sayda, my two sisters, Huda and Buthayna. Thank you, and all of you have a nice day.
Thank you, Mira, for summing it up so well. And last but not the least, Hia, would you like to say or summarize your experience too?
Yeah, thank you very much, Benita. Thank you, everyone. And I'm really proud of all the teachers who presented today. You really did a wonderful job. And I was expecting that from the beginning. I mean, you are really exceptional teachers. And what I think is the most interesting thing about doing this exploratory action research and this project is how personal these topics are for the teachers. I mean, they are the experts on their own topics. I mean, they don't need any experts from their outside. They are the ones who know the most about their own topics. So this is very empowering for teachers, I think. I mean, they are in control of their own situation and their own practice. Okay, so that was really a great opportunity to work with the teachers in this project. And I'd like also to thank the teachers for being so patient. And I also learned a lot from them. I mean, this is also the idea of supporting the teachers also had to make me question my techniques and how did I help and support the teachers themselves. And I would also like to thank also my colleague Bahia, though, because we were co-mentoring two different groups in Oman, and she was really a great help to me. And thank you, Bahia. It's really good to see you here and all the teachers in your group. So it was really good experience to work together, and we learned from each other. And that was really a wonderful experience. And I think that the doing action research or exploratory action research, it should be really a movement that go through the whole country and all, in the whole teaching community, because it is really empowering for the teachers, and it can help the teachers be more confident and more in control of their own situation. Thank you very much for Benita, for Asli, for Mariana, for all the organizers of this conference. It's been really a wonderful experience for all of us. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ian. I really like your spirit to continue with the exploratory action research and to continue supporting. So I think you as a mentor should continue supporting teachers, think of new ways how you can extend support, to a larger audience. So on this note, we would end the session here, and I would just like to alert you that we still have more coming up now, because now I think we have a 10 minutes break, and then we have a plenary session chaired by Richard, where all the teacher researchers would get a chance to share their experience of doing research in the times of pandemic. Then we have 2 more sessions. So session 3, it would be started, I think, in room number 1, 2, and 3 simultaneously. And I'm also there in one of the rooms, so please join in for my session 2. I'm the mentor, and my teacher researchers would also be there. I'm in room number 1. So see you there. Yes.
Sure, we'll
be there.
Time. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my dear teachers. You've been great today. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Confident teachers.
Should be proud of yourself. Thank you.